We're going to cover what COVID-19 is, okay? Simple Google search. This is according to dictionary.com, all right? Techscience.com, all right? Now check this out. COVID-19. Very, very interesting set of things here, all right? So pay attention to this. COVID-19 is a highly infectious respiratory disease caused by a new coronavirus. The disease was discovered in China in December 2019 and has since spread around the world. For health and safety and medical emergencies or updates on the novel coronavirus pandemic, please visit CDC, which stands for Center for Disease Control and Prevention, and the WHO. WHO stands for World Health Organization. Okay? So now, check this out. COVID-19. COVID stands for coronavirus disease. Now, the significance of the number 19 is for this reason. It says COVID-19, also called coronavirus disease, the name of the disease caused by a newly discovered coronavirus. The virus and disease were first detected in Wuhan, China on December 31st, 2019. So the basic reason for it to be 19 at the end is because it was discovered on December 31st, 2019. But look at this date. This is the date right before 2020. All right. So, first of all, symptoms, you may have them. And you may not even know you have them. You know what I'm saying? And what's crazy is that how is it that it's possible for it to be discovered on a specific day? All right. Now, specifically December 31st, 2019, which is the reason they have to put the number 19 after COVID. All right. And as of the beginning of March 2020, have led to an outbreak in over 60 countries across the globe, including the US. While the coronavirus disease is popularly referred to as just coronavirus, coronavirus actually refers to a large family of viruses which can cause illnesses in human and many animals. Some of these illnesses are rare but severe respiratory infections, including Middle East Respiratory Syndrome, MERS, severe acute respiratory syndrome, which is SARS, and as most recently discovered, COVID-19. Now, on February 11th, 2020, the World Health Organization, the WHO, officially named this novel coronavirus COVID-19. COVID, short for coronavirus disease. The number 19 refers to the fact that the disease was first discovered in 2019, though the outbreak occurred in 2020. Now, it was discovered on December 31st, 2019. Okay? So, on New Year's, while everybody was partying and everybody was celebrating this so-called New Year that we celebrate every year, this is when COVID-19 was discovered. All right. So the technical name of the virus that causes COVID-19 is severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2, abbreviated as SARS-CoV-2. So that's the official name for it. I didn't know this. So the abbreviation of it is as known, SARS, SARS-CoV-2. So it's like a second version of what the SARS virus was. Now, COVID-19 is genetically related to, but not the same as, the virus that led to the SARS outbreak in 2003. SARS is deadlier than COVID-19, but less infectious. Now, the reason that this is more infectious is because of what's going on. All right. The closing of businesses, the worldwide panic. This is what causes more of the infectious spreading more than anything else, is the whole panicking thing. Now, here's the crazy part, okay? Before I read the next thing. Fear. One thing I could tell you is, and this is based on just personal testimonial as the people that I'm around, like family members and whatnot. So I speak to my mom, I speak to my uncle. I was actually at my sister's house yesterday, and it's basically coming down to where certain, like, of the older people, turn on the news. See, these aren't daily updates. It's more looking like hourly updates or bi-hourly updates, and it's basically all set more on fear. But it's so funny, but it just hit me that people actually like this fear. And I mentioned this in one of my previous videos, where fear is actually addictive. Fear is like a drug. That's why people like that suspense. Okay, what I'm saying? Now, you can watch the news, but you can also go to haunted houses, watch scary movies, and you love that suspense, that thrill of being scared and whatnot. So this is where people are disconnected, because they like certain things that they're not aware that they like. You get what I'm saying? The same way I was talking about, one of the videos I just previously made. People talk about how botched up this reality is, how flawed humanity is, but you don't really know that you actually really want to be here. You really want to be here, and you enjoy the fear. You enjoy all the drama and don't even realize it. See, certain people's lifestyles are a certain way because of the patterns that they keep repeating, not knowing that that's what they really want. And people think they know what they want, but in actuality, people are going to be shown what it is that they want. And this fear, all this that you love watching the news, you love it. The news is addictive. A lot of people go and turn toward the news. This coronavirus thing is a topic that keeps popping up, and I mentioned it in one of my previous videos. You're calling on an entity. There is an energy called COVID-19 or coronavirus. Now, this energy can actually serve you, honestly, or it can hurt you, depending on how you use it. Okay? Now, energy flows where attention goes. Rituals are being done, but they're not rituals made by you. They're rituals made by something that is an extension of you, but it is not really you. So you're the battery. Your energy is what's empowering whatever is being made, whatever ritual is being done. All right. I'm reading up on certain famous poets. All right. Certain famous poets from, back in the day. One of them happens to be Ovid. Now, the funny thing is that Ovid, because you see, there's the thing. A lot of people are decoding like coronavirus as, the crown, the corona, and COVID. Shit is pretty easy. You know what I'm saying? But it has to get a little bit more difficult. You get what I'm saying? They're not going to put it that easy, I believe. You get what I'm saying? Now, if we talk about who's they, I mentioned this in my previous videos. I actually put it in the comment section. If you had the power, if you had the keys to having all the power here, how would you be managing these systems here? Check out on a smaller scale how you manage your systems here now. And if you did have power to a larger scale, would you be doing the exact same thing as the government? Because you put yourself in a victim mode, the government is killing. There's a lot of conspiracy theory videos where people are talking about the government is after us, 5G towers. But if you had the power, you'd probably be doing the same exact thing based on the things that you're actually doing now. This is why it takes some time to sit down with yourself and see what it is that you do on a daily basis. The same way you don't know that you want to be here, the same way you don't know that you're actually loving the fear, is the same thing that you're probably seeing all this shit a certain way, because deep inside within you, you would probably be doing the same exact thing and don't even realize it. The way that news spreads, the way that everything spreads, all right, people look for the attention, and it's cool, man. But certain people, if you're aware of it, you can steer clear from things like that. You get what I'm saying? Now, I've had many experiences in my life where before I even knew all this, there's certain things that have happened to me based on certain decisions and choices that I have made for the betterment of people around me. And this is a fact. There's people who know me that can literally attest to this. So when you do something good, and I'm not all about this love and light shit. I'm not. I don't fucking care. You know what I'm saying? About none of that hunky-dory, you know what I mean? Love and light, kumbaya shit. I'm not. But when I do something good for somebody, it feels good. But when you fight with somebody, it doesn't feel good. But to some extent, you think it feels good because your ego is flared up, and you think you told somebody off, or you got one on somebody. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to really look at it from a deep level, what did you gain out of it? You gained nothing. You gave a lot of energy away. Okay? Now, I'm not going to make this channel to speak a lot on coronavirus. This is probably the third time I'm mentioning it in my videos. I don't want to talk about it anymore. But one thing I can tell you is this. This may be a time for you to fast for not just, food. Because when you fast from food, I mean, you're gonna be better off. But fasting from the news, because basically they're shutting down businesses, the economy's collapsing, everything's falling apart. But should you look at it and panic? Fast from everything. Do you really need all that shit? Now, there's so many different ways you can look at this. There's a lot of people that are going to argue. How do we pay our bills? I can't go to the gym. I can't do this. But do you really need all that, man? Because you can go as deep as you want, man. Did you really need to have children? Did you really need to have a partner? A lot of people will look at that and be like, yo, what the fuck are you talking about? But you know what, man? At the end of the day, all right? You see, when I talk about doing something good for people, it has nothing, because a lot of people will do it, but they expect something in return. And you're selling it. I mean, if you're coming from a genuine heart space, all right, where you're doing something for people because you feel good about it, then that's a different story. That's more of a love frequency in an unconditional state. See, but everybody's version of love is expecting something back. You get what I'm saying? Now, I appreciate people leaving comments underneath, negative or positive. I really don't care. But I'll tell you what, I don't need those comments. I really don't. If you leave them, they're very much appreciated. But I'm just putting out a message, right, from how I see things. Because I believe that in my movie, I'm the star. And my point of view matters, just like your point of view matters. And it matters to me. Whether it's something that I agree with or not, I'm still pulling something. See, here's the thing. I don't agree with everything everybody says, but I'll pull out what it is that matters to me. And the rest of it, I'll just throw it out. There's people who will actually highlight more the stuff they don't need. And their ego gets all flared up. And the first thing they want to do is comment underneath and talk shit, saying that this doesn't make sense. This is invalid. When in actuality, if you were a smart individual, all you would do is pull out what you need and discard the rest. Because for you to comment underneath, let's say, and say some dumb shit on contrary to what I'm saying, you're literally putting more energy toward what you didn't need than what you actually needed. Because I'm sure that everything I speak may be shit. Everything you speak may be shit. But here's the thing, though. It don't matter at the end of the day because you're entertaining this shit. Pull out what you need and discard the rest and keep it moving. You'll see how much you'll gain. It's like paying for shit, okay, and not getting anything in return. There's so much energy in many different ways that can be used. Sexual energy, okay? How many people just... And listen, I'm not a saint, but how many people just have sex or masturbate and such valuable, precious energy? And if it's not directed, where is it going? Your attention. Where is it going? Your emotions, your fears. Where is it going? See, this is where I would work on myself and start cutting cords on what I'm really, really attached to here that's really not serving me. Start cutting cords little by little. You know what I'm saying? So that if something just happens to happen, right? Like, you're good. You're light as a feather. You get to you go on a different trip, but you're traveling light. That's what I would work on. You know what I mean? I'm not telling you what to do, but that's what I would work on. I would start cutting things that don't matter. Like, you see, like now, people... See, here's the thing. People talk about brother... Especially in this fucking state. Like, people talk about brotherly love. You know what I'm saying? We're in the South. The religious... Everybody's so religious. But, I mean, think about this. In times where we have a pandemic or a state of emergency, what's the first thing everybody does? Hoard things. They'll buy things and just keep them in their house. Shit they don't need, like toilet paper. I could just fucking go wash my ass and my ass will be cleaner than you wiping your ass with toilet paper. But the first thing people do is hoard things. And I know of a case where my brother-in-law was telling me that somebody bought $17,000 of hand sanitizer and just to sell it on Amazon because they know that, it's going to be a shortage of hand sanitizers in stores. Now, hand sanitizers is, to me, one of the biggest bullshits you can use. But, people think that they're going to prevent the coronavirus by putting on hand sanitizer. Now, somebody decided to take advantage of this and make a business of it. Well, he ended up fucking himself because he can't even fucking sell anything because they stopped the shipping of anything pretty much being exported out. So he got stuck with that boatload of, you know, hand sanitizers. But let me finish up what I was reading over here, and then I'll get to, you know, whatever else I wanted to say. So the coronavirus contains RNA and are spherical. Under a microscope, the viruses appear to be surrounded by a spiky array thought to look like a corona or a crown-like shape, hence the name coronavirus. So creative, right? The source of new coronavirus believed to be an animal. The source of the new coronavirus is believed to be an animal. Now, humans are animals. Google what is a human. A human is an animal. So either way you put it, it's if it is an animal, it came from an animal, which is man. Okay? The virus spreads through droplets from the mouth and nose of a person with COVID-19 after coughing, sneezing, and exhaling. Other people can then pick up the virus by breathing in these droplets or coming into contact with surfaces that have been contaminated with droplets, such as touching an object or been touching parts of their face. This is why it's important to frequently wash your hands and blah, 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 blah. They talk about symptoms being difficulty breathing, dry cough, tiredness, and fever. Less common symptoms experienced include aches, pains, runny nose, and diarrhea. Some people infected with COVID-19, however, don't show symptoms or feel sick at all. According to the WHO, which is the World Health Organization, most people, 80%, recover from COVID-19. However, COVID-19 can develop into a severe illness, especially in older people or people who already have medical conditions. The WHO has officially classified the coronavirus outbreak as a pandemic, which it is defined as a worldwide spread of a new disease. The U.S. government has declared a public health emergency. So far, COVID-19 has caused over 4,200 deaths and over 118,000 cases have been confirmed around the world. Efforts to contain the spread of the COVID-19 include social distancing, a term for measures such as avoiding mass gatherings, taken to reduce close contact between people. All right, you know, they talk about quarantining, isolation over here. They talk about the whole epidemic, a big surge. This is extremely challenging for health officials to handle, slowing the spread of the epidemic in this way known as mitigation. All right, so I'm going to put the link in the description below. This is a name for a family of viruses, by the way. One thing I can tell you is this, in my opinion, everything's a frequency, because we talk about viruses as, you know, something that's mutated, and it mutates, you know what I'm saying, and it becomes stronger. Man, I've mentioned in my coronavirus video, is the virus, okay? Now, if we want to, this is something that just, I pondered on it. Many of you could ponder on it yourself. The original man, because here's the thing, when you look at the elites or whatnot, which is all you, the government is you, all that is you, so don't think I'm talking about anybody, oh, you got a victim mode. No, listen, take responsibility. And bloodlines, right? Purity of the bloodlines. See, man was mutated, genetically modified. You have many different type of races, right? Now, people say, I'm not racist. Some people are very proud to be more melanated. Some people are very proud to be white or Spanish or whatever it may be, okay? We're all part of this human race. I'm a racer. I'm not a